Yeah, so next we're going to be going to LSU versus Ole Miss. And the stat that told the story was Ole Miss had 166 rushing yards, LSU had 57. That, I don't even know what to say. I mean, how does that even happen? 60 rushing yards? Like, you're usually going to have at least 100. But box score, Garrett Nussmeier had 197 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He has had a rough start to the year. And no LSU players really stand out stats wise. I mean, Barry Brown, 5 receptions, 40 yards. I mean, starting running back Caden Durham was out, and their true freshman Harlan Berry did have to start. So that is kind of why the running game was a little bit shaky. But Ole Miss, Trinidad Chambliss, 314 yards, a touchdown, interception, but 17 carries for 71 yards. That's like Lamar Jackson type stuff, having 20 carries. Um, Kawan Lacey had 23 carries for 87 yards, so they ran the ball heavily. But Chambliss still had 300 yards, and if you can run and throw that well, you're going to win most of the games that you play. Caden Lee had 4 receptions, 70 yards, and a touchdown, and they just kind of steamrolled LSU. I am shocked that um that Garrett Nussmeier has had this rough of a start to his season. Has he? I think I heard that he has been dealing with a little bit of like an injury, kind of like lingering. Um,
Yeah.
so that sucks for him. But if you're gonna want to be a team that can really capitalize on being one of the best in the nation, you just got to play through that, or you got to be able to win against Ole Miss. And Ole Miss did have a backup quarterback playing, which we could argue that he could be better than the starting quarterback. Because one thing that I could say that really proves me that, or shows me that, is Ole Miss's starting quarterback against Kentucky did not do good against Kentucky. And then I think their backup came in late and finished the game for them and beat Kentucky. And then the last 2 games, he's been doing really good. So he could be the starting quarterback for the rest of the season or just completely moving on. It's what the last thing that I'm going to say, because the last SEC game that we'll talk about, it's the SEC. LSU could win the
Yeah.
national championship still. It's the hardest conference to play in, and that's Ole Miss could still be horrible by the end of the season. They could only get to 9 wins. They could only get to 8 wins. They could still only get to 7 wins. But being 5-0 in the SEC is very good start to your season.
Yeah. So if you're Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, Trinidad Chambliss is your starter. I know Austin Simmons is good, but Trinidad Chambliss gives you the best chance to win. He is a Heisman Trophy candidate. I'm going to say that again, Heisman Trophy candidate. I don't think he'll win it, but he's definitely up there. Like JT said, 23 for 39, 314 yards, 1 touchdown. He did have an interception, but he also had 17 carries for 71 yards. And I think his rushing ability is what gives him the edge over a guy like Austin Simmons, who can't run the ball nearly as effective. And Trinidad Chambliss, he just knows how to win. He won a national championship. Whether that was D2 or not, it still means something because he knows how to win. He showed that he's undefeated. Ole Miss is undefeated. And with Trinidad Chambliss, the dual threat quarterback, this offense is dangerous. Kawan Lacey also had a good game, 23 carries, 81 yards, and 1 touchdown. And Chambliss, there wasn't really one receiver that had an amazing game, but he spread the ball out a lot. Chunk plays in the middle of the field for 15, 20 yards. And that's what you want to see, not relying on one player to make all the plays, but just looking for who's open, make the right reads, don't force the ball to anything, and ultimately that's what Chambliss did. If you're LSU, I know you have Caden Durham, he's out, but they are just looking too one-dimensional. They're relying on Garrett Nussmeier, who hasn't been playing great, dealing with an injury, to completely carry him, to carry LSU. Their run game, they only had 57 rushing yards, which if you can't run the ball, I don't think you have a a good shot to win. Garrett Nussmeier, he didn't play that great. He had a pretty bad interception, only 197 yards. Aaron Anderson, the receiver, he didn't step up. I think he only had one catch for 12 yards. The electric speedy receiver, he needs to do better. Ultimately, LSU, every year they have an amazing offense. It's their defense that holds them down. And if you're an LSU fan, this must suck because the 1 year your defense is elite, I think that they're a top 10 defense in college football. They've been playing outstanding. Their offense just can't hold their side of the bargain. And this is a very concerning loss for LSU because you look back, that Clemson loss, that shouldn't have, Clemson win, I should say, that should not have been that close. It was the offense that just didn't play well that made the game close. And some of their other wins, Florida, their offense wasn't great. And ultimately, I feel like they might have a hard time getting into the playoffs with this offense. But like JT said, it's the SEC. It's so unpredictable. They could go on. They could win the national championship. Nuss could win the Heisman. We never know. It's week 5. We still don't know much about any team. This is just my immediate takeaways. So ultimately, if you're an Ole Miss fan, you should be pretty happy. And Trinidad Chambliss, I'll just say he should be the starter. He gives Ole Miss the best chance to win.